Oh my God. I don't know if you can hear that crunch. It's just so good.
Hey guys, I'm Preston.
And I'm Krista.
We're two people who love to travel, eat, and create memorable experiences. This video, we're about to have some delicious Korean street food at a legendary Korean traditional market called Gwangjang Market.
And Gwangjang Market is very important to not only Korea's history, but also the history of Seoul, because it started in 1905 and continued to thrive during the Japanese annexation in 1910 until the mid-40s. But after the Korean War, the market became demolished, and during the restoration of Seoul, they decided to restore it to its previous glory, and it opened in 1959 and has seen many different evolutions after its reopening.
From being a fish food destination to the largest fabric maker in the 70s to being the premier place to purchase satin, silk, cotton, and linen in the 90s. People come here for their silk, linen, and handmade products. They're also known for some amazing street eats. So we're here for food, obviously, so we're gonna go in and scrounge to see what else we can find.
And like many of the other markets we visited in Seoul, our senses became overwhelmed yet again.
I remember there were tons of things going around us, from vendors to tourists to noise and chaos at the same time.
It was a lot to take in, and there are so many different corridors that you can go into to enter Gwangjang Market, and they all lead you to the center, which is the mecca for
food. There are also just a plethora of food options too, from dried fruits to chicken skewers, seafood, all the way to fried and spicy goodies as well.
And don't forget all those rice rolls.
Oh yeah.
And after we got our bearings, then we're able to finally soak in and take a look at all the different food vendors. And we noticed that they all had benches around them, some empty, some more packed than others. And yet again, we couldn't decide which one to sit at.
We also noticed that they sold pretty much the same thing, from tteokbokki to fish cakes to chicken feet, blood sausages, all the way to vegetable rice rolls.
There are just mountains of these foods and all the vendors as well. So, following our Kalguksu experience, we ended up choosing a vendor that had plenty of seating to accommodate all of our bulky jackets and our backpacks and our camera gear. And then we tucked into the food.
And just prayed to God that it was good. We got some kimbap and tteokbokki and sundae. So this kimbap here is a rice roll wrapped in seaweed with a couple of vegetables. They actually call it drug kimbap because it's supposed to be addictingly good. And then they got tteokbokki, which is rice cakes and hot chili sauce, and then blood sausage, Korean street market style. So kimbap is 3,000 won, tteokbokki 3,000 won, and sundae is 6,000 won. So it's a pretty affordable meal for two people. Got a little pickled radish in there and carrots. Really, really simple. Nice and simple and fresh. Has a good crunch. Try these. It's a round little rice cake and chili sauce. Has a nice little heat, slightly sweet, and the spice kicks in. For $3, pretty good.
And then intestinal lining. Dip it in a little bit of salt. It's really good. Has a very deep, rich irony flavor. A little bit of soy sauce mixed in. That's good. And then the lining, it's chewy. It tastes like, imagine you're having an udon noodle, that kind of texture, just spongy. Really good.
And after we got our fill from that first food vendor, we walked around to try to find the next place we should go to. We saw from the corner of our eye the red lettering of Netflix, and it actually was the Netflix series Street Food, and this particular stall was featured in it. And what they are known for are bintaetok, the famous Korean pancakes. And if it's on Netflix, then
had to try it. Also, another really cool thing to add to this experience is when you get to the stall, you're able to really observe and witness watching them get all these fresh mung beans, grinding them up in a mortar into a nice little paste, and then ladling them into a hot pot of boiling oil.
Oh, and then you can see them cook and turn brown and get that crispy edge. Oh, and then the flavor though.
Probably the last thing that we're gonna have in Gwangjang Market is bintaetok, which is mung bean pancake. We see this everywhere in Seoul, and especially here. There are a ton of vendors that sell them. So after many years of never having one, finally gonna do it. Needed 2 hands to cut this. Oh my gosh. Look at that, steaming hot. They've made this so fresh. Dip in a little bit of this onion soy sauce vinaigrette and then pop it in the mouth. I don't know if you can hear that crunch. Wow, it's so good. I mean, you get you get two massive halves, which makes one whole for $4, 4,001. And that crunch, oh my God. I would gladly pay 4,001 for something this delicious.
So at this point, we just finished our second food vendor and we're in a mass food coma of fried goodies, and we're just crawling out of the market, planning to go back to the hotel to probably take a quick afternoon siesta to get on with our day. But as we were exiting another corridor, the corner of our eye, we saw something interesting.
We saw a stall that had a massive line. And despite the fact that we were in pain all the food we just ate, we knew we had to try it. But not only that, I noticed that they were creating a pastry that looked vaguely similar to something we had recently discovered from one of our favorite Korean variety TV shows called Boss Kim. And one of the hosts on the show, her name is Boss Kim, she raves about this particular dessert, so we had to take the opportunity and try it.
Her sweet sensors were going, whoa, whoa, whoa.
They did.
So like the peanut duck prior, this stall you're able to experience how it's made from watching every piece getting kneaded, cut, rolled, and twisted before they turn to the delicious goodie at the end.
One final thing at Gwangjang Market, and that is kwabaegi, and we get the chance to try it. Oh my God, look how fluffy that is. It tastes just like a churro, but more doughy, fluffier, a little bit of a thicker outer fried layer, and cinnamon sugar, I don't know, cinnamon sugar crust. It's just so good.
My turn with the spirally donut here. Oh my God. Get out of the world. It is so fluffy. There's something in here, but it feels like there's nothing but delicious air inside. Like that's how fluffy and light it is. And it's so nice and crispy on the outside with cinnamon, sugar. Koreans do their fried pastries and donuts really well. I'm impressed. This is easily a standout. I'm not even a donut guy either.
Now we understand why Boss Kim is addicted to these. They are so good. We never would have known what kwabaegi was if it wasn't for Boss Kim and Boss Kim. So shout out, thank you, 감사합니다. Yeah, that market experience, it's one of our favorite things to do, is to visit traditional food markets in Seoul, and Gwangjang Market was definitely one of the best experiences.
We've actually been here a couple times before, but I'm really happy we're able to try out a couple new things, actually standout things that will forever resonate in our memories forever. From the crunchy, delicious pancakes, bindaeok, to your
kwabaegi twisted cinnamon sugar donuts.
Their pastry game is on the next level. It was so good. But it's such a great place to go and get a snack, an affordable eat, or even a nice meal while soaking in the culture of Korea all around you.
Absolutely. It really felt like we were walking through the corridors of history. Imagine, like Prezi was saying, how Seoul citizens from the past and present congregate, have a meal together, and just enjoy the hustle and bustle of city life. But in the next video, we end up going to another posh luxury food destination, and we hope you don't miss out. So make sure you like this video, subscribe, click the notification bell, but also comment below and let us know what some of your favorite Korean street food are, because we would love to try that out whenever we visit Seoul, Korea again.
Thank you so much again. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one. Bayonara!